Alrighty, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm still monitoring Bitcoin. As it's sitting here. We did a FX Street webinar and discussed a lot of the same things that we discussed on the Face webinar today. One thing that you might have noticed is the dollar came under a little bit of pressure though during the fix, and it's bounced back a little bit. But I'll tell you. The euro dollar is trading heavy. I mean, this is, we're below or actually challenging that key support, the 618 retracement. We were slightly below it, but this is pretty key support for the euro. I'm going to make the assumption that it holds, because it's the 618, but the one thing that I'm monitoring, and I'm sure you guys are too, is the S&P is near its lows of the session. I know we're still in all-time high territory, so that's the thing we have to also keep in mind. But the Dow is a little weaker today. Near its lows of the session. We're still in breakout territory. Actually, what I think we should do with the Dow is we should be looking at this. So that comes in at around 32, what is it, 32,600. I mean, this is another 200 points from where we're at. You know what I mean? So we have to drop 200 points from where we're currently at to even consider freaking out some longs. But it is trading a little weaker today. The Nasdaq, which was higher, we're struggling here at the 618, and you could say it's horizontal resistance is also, being a problem with the Nasdaq as well, and that makes sense. I mean, we do have the FOMC rate decision tomorrow. I'm not expecting the Fed to shift gears, or let me say this, shift rhetoric. I think that the Fed will continue to stay, the Fed chairman will continue to stay dovish. The risk is he sounds a little bit more hawkish. I mean, that let's call a spade a spade. The risk is the Fed sounds a little bit more hawkish and is more, I guess, acknowledging that we are in a recovery, and we're recovering as far as jobs goes, and inflation expectations are ticking higher, and even that just acknowledgement of some of those things could be seen as hawkish. So that's I think the risk for the market. It's not like we're going to go into tomorrow and start looking at some tapering schedule being pointed out by the Fed, or the dot plots move so aggressively we're like, oh my gosh, they're going to start raising rates in 2022. I don't think anything like that is going to happen. So if you're thinking they're really going to shift gears here, I just don't think that's really going to be the case. I think it's going to be, if anything, Steph just said, Blake, it won't let me in the daily roundup. Anyone else having trouble? I see. Oh, hold on one second. Here, you guys can see. Hold on. Bear with me. Just give me a second. I can't type and. We'll see if she responds. Anyway, what I was saying is I think the risk is that he just sounds a little bit more hawkish. And if he does, stocks might take notice. Stocks are The only thing that makes stocks really vulnerable at current levels is that we are at such high prices. I mean, that's the thing that we have to all, keep in mind. And let's see, is like I said, the stocks are at all-time highs. Whether you're looking at the S&P, the Nasdaq. Well, I know the Nasdaq's off the highs, but the Dow, that's just the risk. The risk is, if they are hawkish or sound a little hawkish, then we might see a bit of a pullback. But is it going to disrupt the trends that we've seen as of late? Probably not. You know what I mean? It's not gonna completely reverse the entire market going into tomorrow. What I'm going to be watching for, and just make sure that you guys are on the same page as me, is I'm going to be watching Bitcoin very carefully. Obviously. I think Bitcoin is the, as I've mentioned to you guys on multiple occasions, I think it's the ultimate risk asset, ultimate risky asset. Not saying that it's, risky to own Bitcoin. It's like Netflix when the Nasdaq's rallying. The Bitcoin is that equivalent in the markets. It just is. You want to take on the most risk as possible, buy Bitcoin or buy some sort of cryptocurrency. So, Ethereum's holding in there, but we're off the highs. We're not near all-time highs yet, or not even close to like Bitcoin. Whoops. So I was trying to move this around. Bitcoin's come off its highs. It's still, 52,500 is key. So let's just keep an eye on that. Also, we should be keeping an eye on crude oil, because crude oil is, where is it? Crude oil is flirting, in my opinion, with pretty big support. So this $63 to $64 level, pretty big support in crude. And the one thing I have to mention to you guys is, if crude oil does come down, we have to look at the US dollar, Norwegian krone. Anybody in here did not hear the FACE webinar this morning? You did not hear the FACE webinar? Anybody did not? Seeing if Steph got in. Oh, Steph didn't get in. Huh. Anybody didn't? Hugo didn't. Barry didn't. Adam, you did. Himashu said I missed most of it. Okay, so I'm gonna say this for you guys specifically that missed the FACE webinar this morning. Okay. This is important because I'm long the US dollar, Norwegian krone. Okay, I am. It's no secret that I am. I'm carrying a core position. I actually want to build into a bigger position, and here's the reason why. Okay. This is again, I'm just reiterating to a lot of you guys, but I want to say this right now. This is the, okay. This is a Wyckoff strategy. It's a Wyckoff accumulation distribution method. It's not something that, you see all the time, but it's something that, because we follow just limited instruments, but it is something that I'm, very aware of right now. So we have, for the US dollar, Norwegian krone, as you guys know, as stocks have been going higher, the US dollar, Norwegian krone has actually been holding up really well. So, and that's not common in a risk-on environment. Typically in a risk-on environment, you're going to see, like, especially when crude oil is going up, you're going to see the krona, whatever you want to call it, you're going to see that strengthen typically. So what we've seen here is kind of the opposite. Well, not the opposite. It's just been basing, right? So as we've come down, ooh, that's not what I want to do. I want to get a bigger pen. Hold on. Sorry. Annotate. I'm annotating. Where's my, oh, there it is. Clear, draw, big line. Okay, here we go. So we have this sell-off, right? That's this sell-off right here. Okay. Bounce around, new lows, bounce around, new lows, rally back to the resistance, rally back to resistance, pull back, And now, if we get a breakout above 870 right here, that's this. Okay, that's what I'm adding. So I just want you guys to know how I'm playing this. And I may be wrong. I mean, you know, we could very easily, you know, Fed gives us. Oh, sorry, guys. Hold on, really quick. Let me yell at my dogs. Sorry about that. If we have stocks that rally, you know, following the Fed tomorrow, then what's going to happen with the U.S. dollar and Norwegian krona is we're going to hit new lows. So then it'll not it'll be it's be continued distribution, not accumulation. But if stocks actually come down tomorrow, then we could see a rally, you know, through resistance, and then this starts playing out. So I want you guys to see it because it's not something that happens all the time, but it is something that I am looking at. And I think that if we break above 870, 860, you know, around these levels, it's going to be really bullish for the US dollar and Norwegian krona moving forward. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to see that here. I know a lot of you guys missed the face webinar, and the reason why is because we've had these, you know, the time change, and I know a lot of you in Europe and Asia are like, oh crap, you know, it's only the US that changed the time, and you know, so you end up missing it. So I get it. That's why I wanted to make sure I covered that. Now, what is going to turn me bullish near term? US dollar, Norwegian krona is above 855 or 852 really, and then, you know, 870. But this we aren't even going to come anywhere near these levels. If we do, it'll be tomorrow, and it'll be after the FOMC, and that's if Powell sounds a little bit more hawkish than dovish. And, you know, what are the chances of that? I mean, some of you are going to say there's no chance in that, or maybe there's, you know, a decent chance in it, whatever. That is weird. Maybe somebody has a link that they could share with Steph. I don't know why you. I'm thinking she's on she keeps clicking on a different link. But anyway, what else? Okay, so the dollar Canadian slipped to new lows again. So we slipped down, you know, below this, below the 127.70, and. Oh, what do I say about the Canadian? It's hard to be bullish while we're below this 125.20. We have to get above that to even think about a recovery here. We are at the lower end of the descending wedge, but man, it is sure is hard to be bullish this. Where the US dollar Norwegian krona, as you can see, has been building a nice little base. The euro dollar is trading really weak, but we're at the 618. So as you guys know, you know, if you're following the bias chart, you know, we're at key support here, so just keep that in mind. You know what's been the most surprising to me this morning, or you know, today, has been this. I was so surprised that the euro sterling got swatted down the way that it did. I mean, it was looking good. I mean, we were looking like, you know, we were breaking above 86 pence and like we were going to take off, and you know, the bottom fell out of it. I know the euro is weak, but damn. Euro yen has rejected this longer term, you know, multi-year trend line. So now if you get above 130.50, that's bullish. It is. But we pulled back some, and we completed a head and shoulder pattern. You can see it right here. So intraday. So that means we probably are going to consolidate around here. I can't imagine it's going, you know, too much lower intraday, unless stocks really sell off. But that's pretty much it. Let's see. Brock said, "Oh, here's a link." Thanks. Let me see if I can give that. No, not that. Damn it. Sorry, I'm just trying to grab this link, guys. All right, see if that works. Craig said, but Powell's comments on yields have been viewed as hawkish. Yeah, I mean, they have. I mean, because he says, well, the reason why yields are going up is because the economy is strengthening, I guess. But will he continue to say that? Because this is a different venue than being in an interview. This is the FOMC, the official FOMC statement. So, is he even going to go down that? Barry says, if you click a link, this is good. I'm going to pass this along. If you click a link for a previous webinar, Zoom gets stuck and won't let you, and says busy with another webinar. Got it. Okay, thank you. Amira asked about the DAX and platinum, so let's take a look at DAX. Oh, Adam's in our chat room trading DAX quite frequently. I think he just got out of a long, I think. Yes, and here we are challenging highs. So this is the big risk for the DAX, right? This is the September highs to October lows. 161% extension comes in at 14,815. So you can see these 618 fibs. If we continue to rally up towards these levels and RSI stays divergent, I think you have to be really, really careful with longs. Okay. Let's take a look at platinum for you. It's hard to be bearish though, because with U.S. equities holding up pretty well, I can't say it's hey, this is the time you want to be short. So platinum, we rallied back towards resistance, and let's see how good this resistance might be where we're at right now. Trying to buy dips has been kind of hard because we just haven't seen dips. So the 50% retracement is right here at 12.22. So if you're long, be really careful with basically 12.50, 12.47, because that's going to be the 618, and that should offer some resistance. Okay. Copper is at lows, or copper looks like it's breaking lower. Let's take a look at copper really quick. Skip right past it. No, there it is. Copper. So watch copper here. The reason why I'm paying attention to copper is I actually want to short the Aussie. I was hoping the Aussie would rally to, and it still might. I want the Aussie to rally to 78 cents. We're at 77.48 right now. But if it does, I want to sell it because I think the Aussie dollar is developing a longer term head and shoulder pattern. So I want it to come back to 78 cents to sell it, because I think this is, like I've told you guys, I think this is a longer term head and shoulder pattern, but we're not there yet. It's not there yet. Gosh, this dollar Canadian is so heavy. I think the dollar is just, aside from the euro, I mean, the euro is the only real standout here. Aside from the euro, I think the dollar is just being sold today ahead of tomorrow. Everybody's anticipating that the Fed is going to be, accommodative, seen as accommodative, not hawkish, not disrupting what we're seeing right now. No bubbles, same crap, guys. So just what my suggestion to you guys would be, there's no reason to fade equities or risk until you see the whites of their eyes tomorrow. In other words, unless we hear from the Fed governor, chair, that he's a little bit more hawkish, and we go, man, there's some pretty hawkish comments. If we come away thinking that tomorrow, then that's the time you really want to be short risk. Okay. Ahmad asks, can you look at the pound Canadian, please? Sure. I haven't looked at this one in a while. Should be some support right where we're at. actually. Let me check something else. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not long, but if you wanted to get long here, it makes sense because you could buy it here around the 72.70 and maybe put your stop below horizontal support in the 618, like 172. So you're buying at 172.98, you're risking maybe 130 pips, roughly. You know, risking 130 pips to maybe make 300 or 400 up here. You know, that's possible. Adam said, yeah, I have another one long targeting that. Okay, I'm not sure what we were talking about, but Hamashu asked natural gas, please. Yep. Oh, Adam said, oh, Adam was talking about the DAX. Got it, Adam. He said another target, a long targeting that 161% extension that we're 14,800, I think, if it's off the top of my head. All right, nat gas. When are we looking at nat gas as being kind of possibly bearish? Last time we looked at it, oh yeah, because we're below this trend line. That was yesterday that we were looking at. We're just kind of holding. You know what I've seen though? I've seen this we did it in silver. We've done it in, you know, remember like in silver, we had this, you know, break of this trend line and then we just had a false breakdown and pop right back up. You got to be careful of that. These trend lines haven't been holding as well as before in the past. I don't think I'd be comfortable with a short personally, and I don't trade nat gas, so this is just me talking technicals. I wouldn't be comfortable until, you know, we got below 243. If I was short, which I'm not. I'm just saying because I remember our conversation yesterday. Okay. All right, guys. Well, hopefully Steph ended up making it. We'll see. Let's see if she did. She didn't. Never made it. Never made it. That's too bad. Well, you know what? Good news is we are able to get these recordings out relatively quickly. When I say relatively quickly, within like an hour or so. You can go to right here where it says bell notifications. This is where you can listen to, you know, the webinars you might have missed. Okay, so this webinar right now will pop up right around here in probably about an hour or two. All right. So you guys have a great one. I feel like I've been speaking a lot today because we did a special FX Street webinar. And by the way, when we do these FX Street webinars, like the one that we did, that's mostly for partnership programs because we during the Traders Summit that we did several months ago, one of the parts of our agreement was, hey, if you are a sponsor of our Traders Summit, we'll do, you know, a few webinars for FX Street subscribers. So we're fulfilling our end of the bargain right now. So anyway, I feel like I've been talking a lot today. I haven't even had a chance to go shower, which I'm going to go do. So you guys have a great one. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow or in the chat rooms. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great evening. Thank you all for your support. Talk to you soon.